Well, as you can see, a lot of leaves and debris on there, and you want a lot for insulation. Now I'm not finished putting the leaves and debris on top of here yet. When I'm done, there'll be about 4 feet on top of here. Right now, I'm over halfway. But once I get that done, then I'm going to start layering the dirt on top of that. Pack it down and seal it real nice. So as you can see, it's starting to kind of blend into the landscape here. The only thing that'll stick out for a while until it kind of snows and covers over is the bare ground where I've been scraping all the leaves up. Otherwise, this will be pretty much invisible after I'm done. Okay, well, now you can see the dirt on top of the leaves and debris. Over here on this edge, you'll still see the leaves sticking out because there's kind of a wall there. But up on top of there is all dirt. Enough dirt on there, you could easily plant a garden if you wanted to. I'll move around to the other side here so you can see the opening. I still have more dirt over there to put on, but that's a good start. Alright, here's the front side, and of course the door faces away from the prevailing winds and where we get most of our weather. You can still see I've got a pile of dirt there, but part of that I'm going to use as the boundary for the door. And if we walk over here, I might get dizzy on the camera, but you'll see got a nice black cave down there with all the dirt on top. Pretty soon that'll blend in. I'll put a little more leaf cover on top of there and finish up the door. So if you want to see what it looks like completely finished, now, as you can see, put some more debris on top of the roof. And this was the open side, the cave. And what I did here is I took some logs and I started stacking them up, kind of like a log cabin wall, but going vertically instead of horizontally. That way they don't have to roll and I don't have to worry about notching the logs. And there's some over here, and right here is going to be my door. This is going to remain open, and what I'll end up doing is making a small thatch doorway flap that will cover this up when I want it covered, and when I don't, I can just remove it and have it open. Next thing I'm going to do here is take this dirt and stack it up against this wall to seal all the cracks, seal the logs right in. Well, as you can see, I stacked up the dirt against that log front wall, and I've got my nice door there, and the roof is pretty much finished. And you can see the door would be really easy to cover with a mat or a piece of hide. Or if, if this was like a long-term camping trip and you brought along supplies, you could put a tarp over that if you wanted to. And I'm not sure if you can see it on film, but if we go down in there, oop, that got blurry. There you go. You can even see there's a little sunshine down in there because I have the door facing south on a hill that also faces south. Alright, the half-earth shelter is completed. As you can see, the top of it just looks like a bunch of debris. And I'll slowly walk around here to the sides. You can kind of see each side of it. We'll slide down the hill here a minute. Over here we've got front door, which again I will cover. And the front door on this side is protected by a bunch of small evergreens. Again, the top of it doesn't look like much from the outside, and that's kind of the point. And the side opposite of the door, over here we've got this piece of birch bark. Right here there's a rock underneath there, and that is a smoke hole. So if I have a fire inside, I would remove that piece of birch bark, and it would allow the smoke to vent out of the ceiling space. Now it's too dark inside for this camera to see, and I don't have a light to put in there. So if you want to see photographs of the inside, you're going to have to visit my Facebook page or my MySpace page, where I will post photographs that I have taken of the inside with a flash. And you can get to both of those pages by going to my website, waysofthewildinstitute.com, and on the main page, all the way on the bottom left, there'll be direct links to both those pages. But the inside has 2 levels. I've got the bottom level, which I have a bunch of leaf debris that I raked in there. And you can use any kind of hemlock bough for a rake. And then over in the far corner, I have a fire pit. The lowest level is the bed level and work level, and that is about 7.5 feet long by about 3.5 feet wide. And then the wall rises up about 2 feet, and then there's another level. So there's a big shelf, and the shelf up in there is approximately 5 feet by probably about 3 feet wide. So it's a good work shelf. So that is basically how you build a half-earth shelter. Again, many different varieties, but if you have any interest in learning how to hands-on build a shelter such as this, come on up to Vermont. Pay us a visit. Ways of the Wild Institute. I'm White Wolf. Thanks for joining me.